Welcome everyone to Fanboy Frenzy, the only podcast on the internet whose host is as strong as a titan, but shaped more like the Traveler. I am your host, Ryan Jarvis, and for this episode, I want to talk a little bit about Destiny. I was playing Destiny the other night, doing some strikes, doing the Nightfall, and it kind of occurred to me. I had an epiphany, if you will. Hence why the game, or why this video is titled Destiny. Why the hell am I still playing it? And I tell you, it's one of those games where it's really an anomaly in the gaming community. And what I mean by that is if you actually talk to 10 people, you'll get 2 people that don't care, you'll get 4 people that love it and are dedicated, and then you get 4 people who just, they fell out of love with it. And so, when you begin to play this game, you realize that there's something, like for me personally, I'm one of those 4 people who still play the game. I'm not saying I play it religiously, but I guess to a degree I do, and I'm sure that some of you out there are like that. There's times when you'll go a week or 2 weeks and you're just smashing the game. You might go a month and you just keep playing it and keep playing it. There's that type of relationship with the game in terms of the time and effort you've put into it. And I think that's probably, the word time is probably the reason why so many of us are still playing this damn game. Because we've been playing it in about, 5 months maybe? A little over 5 months. The game will have been out for 2 years. 2 mother-freaking years. It's hard to believe the game's been out for 2 years. And in this 2 years, we've gotten a lot of different updates. We got the Dark Below, we got the House of Wolves, and then last September, we got the Taken King, And I think all of those DLCs were really good, but there's just so much of the game that I do like, and that's why the hell I'm still playing it. Like, for example, if you look at the gameplay footage, the gameplay of Destiny is awesome. It really is smooth. It's synced in with, just the control scheme. Everything about it is smooth. I like the skill trees. I like the abilities. Like you can see, right there with the hunter, being able to throw certain grenades and use my arrow and be able to lock targets together and kill one and then freaking all of them die. It's really a neat concept that they've brought together with Destiny. But there are things about it that drive me absolutely nuts. The first thing is, I've mentioned on the podcast many times before that my favorite game ever is Borderlands 2. Hands down, without fail, Borderlands 2. And the reason for that is because it's the first ever RPG style action shooter that I ever played and ever realized that you could level up, and my first experience with skill trees and stuff like that, except for maybe Knights of the Old Republic back in the day on the Xbox. But this was the first game that I really got a chance to experience that, and it was really amazing to me, the idea of being able to play the game and have all these different options for battle, for battle testing, if you will, for being able to get in on that and really, have that experience where I can kind of control how I play the game, and the game doesn't necessarily tell me what to do. That's why Borderlands was so great. Their skill trees are second to none. And moreover, Borderlands, unlike Destiny, and this is one of the things that drives me damn nuts, is the fact that Destiny, when it was coming out, there was all this talk about, it's like Halo and Borderlands made love. Bullshit. It's nowhere near like that. I know that because of the developers, Bungie being involved, obviously Halo references are going to be there, and I can see that more. But I can't see the Borderlands reference for a multitude of reasons, not the least of which Borderlands has character. Borderlands has at least a story. Borderlands 1 didn't. Shit was like just a bunch of side missions, but Borderlands 2 was like the perfect game in the sense of crazy story, crazy characters. You got emotionally invested in some of those characters. If you did the side missions, you got the backstory on a lot of characters. And unlike Destiny, there is no story. Until the Taken King came out, there was no story. I mean, and that right there is one of the issues with Destiny. That's one of the reasons why I would say to myself a year ago, why the hell am I still playing this game? There's no real point to the game. But we understand that there were some legal issues with Bungie and maybe some people developing the game or writing content for the game. And that's why that first year of the game was really kind of shitty up until the Taken King, where they actually started using some of the characters and doing more cutscenes and kind of fleshing the story out a little bit more. But with that being said, there's things about Destiny that absolutely drive me fucking mad. And I know I'm not the only one. Gamers, fangirls out there, or the Fanboy Frenzy army as I like to call us, all of you know it pisses you off when you're gonna, actually I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna wait till the end of the video and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and we've all been there. Now, I'm gonna back up for a second. One thing I really enjoyed about Borderlands 2 was the gun options. You know, you had SMGs, you had regular assault rifles, you had your pistols, you had sniper rifles, and you had different variations of those guns, and you could get different causal effects like caustic. You could get electric, you could get slag, all these different variables, which really led to is the promotion called Bazillion Guns were available in this game. Destiny, I swear to God, if I get another gun, it's the same shit I've been getting. If I get another Suros regime or something that looks exactly the same as the other rifles in the game, I'm going to explode. That's one of the reasons I hate this damn game sometimes, man. It just pisses me off. Because you'll farm forever, and all you get is the same shit over and over and over and over and over. But yet, as you can clearly see here, I'm owning the hell out of these guys. I still love the game. I don't know what it is. But, you know, if you see this, Destiny, for some reason, they've yet to upgrade the weapons and expand them a little bit. I do know they've added swords, you know, that's understandable. With the sleeper stimulant, which I think I use later on in the game, you know, that gun is awesome because that was a fusion rifle that was in the heavy classification. And that gun is absolutely, that thing will wreck your shit no matter who you are. If you're in front of it, your ass is going down. Simple as that. But that's one of the few variations they've had. Now, granted, they've added firearms since the game came out, or sidearms, I think they're called. But, you know, where's the SMGs, man? Where are those types of guns in the game? You know, if they're there, I've never seen them. If they're there, I've never heard anybody talk about them. But, you know, that's one of the problems that, again, makes me wonder, why the hell am I playing this game? Because I got the same guns. I swear to God, if you see that damn scout rifle I'm using right now, I've been using that gun with my hunter for months, man. I'm talking months. And it seems like all they give me is scout rifles. I might get an assault rifle every now and then, but you know, assault rifles and scout rifles are good, but pulse rifles are really where they want you to be. But I can't stand pulse rifles, you know. But they've nerfed everything else, and so it's like basically Destiny is forcing you to play a certain way. It wasn't that way with other games, you know. And they actually said when when the ability to infuse weapons came out with the Taken King, they said that was going to be their answer for you not having to ditch that piece of gear that you really loved, because for whatever reason, maybe you couldn't find anything that was better, that you liked better. And so what you would do is you would have this piece of gear that you freaking loved and you looked badass. Next thing you know, all of a sudden you get another piece of gear which is higher, right? We've all been there. And then you got to ditch the piece of gear back in the day that you really loved to wear this other piece of shit that looks like a cardboard with foil wrapped around it. And all of a sudden now you got to make that hard decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to look like you just came from the Guardian Tower and you're adorned in everything that's amazing and gold and diamonds and shit? Or are you going to look like you walked out the recycling center with just like, random parts from cars and engines and shit just hanging on your body? But it's got a higher light level now, which is something else that pisses me off. Please explain to me how I can spend 10 hours playing this game in the span of 2.5 days and I'll be stuck at the same light level. And you tell me that the only way I can get higher gear is to do a raid, but you don't have matchmaking in the game. So if you have a guy or a girl that has a family, or you actually have a job, and it's so hard to get 6 adults to actually be able to play the damn game at the same time on the same day without life taking place around you. It's very difficult. So that's another reason that makes me wonder, why the hell am I still playing the game? It's a miracle that I got to 302. I got guys out there I've played with before. They're 316, 317. All they do is do raids because all they do is sit at home and play the game. Some of them I've talked to don't even have jobs. I'm like, holy shit. How do you reward the Guardians that have been there since day one when they played for 10 hours and have gotten nut? Okay, I'm going to calm down. You'll see again at the end the primary reason why Destiny pisses me off and wonders why, and makes me wonder why I'm still playing. Now, I'm going to go with some positive notes. If you look at this stage, this is Omnigul. And we know if you've ever played Omnigul in this game, Omnigul is absolutely a ball-busting stage because there's so many enemies. Omnigul's screech sounds terrible. I mean, it's... Oh, God. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. But Omnigul is a tough hombre. And in this particular stage, you know, all the enemies just come at you one by one. They come at you in legions, man. But that's one of the things that make the game great. In the sense of that's one of the reasons I am still playing the game. Is the challenge. You know, there really is a sense of accomplishment when you beat these stages with a team, especially if you're doing Nightfall or something like that, which is supposed to be very hard. It makes you feel like it. Like later on this night, I had a fire team. It was just me and another guy, and we were able to actually go through and do a Nightfall on our own. You know, not everybody can do that. Some people can. I've had people tell me, Ryan, I just can't do it, man. It just drives me fucking batshit crazy. I can't do it. There's so much stuff going on. It pisses me off. Too bad. I end up throwing my controller. I do the Hadouken and try to destroy my controller. No power comes out, so I just elbow drop it instead. You know, but it's just one of those things where you have to start looking at like, okay, why am I playing the game? Let me list the positives. The gameplay is pretty much flawless, I think. From the shooting to the abilities. Obviously, I like to see them expanded, but nonetheless, it is still an amazing game that no one can deny in terms of that. They are starting to revamp the story a little bit, you know, to make it a little bit more interesting, and I'm sure that sometime by September, we'll get this second DLC, which is supposed to be Taken King 2.0, if you will, and that'll carry us on until next September-ish, when they finally put out Destiny 2, which we'll be able to carry our characters over. All that stuff I love. Because I like the idea of being able to take this character, similar to Mass Effect, and take it through an experience. All the way through, you know, where then when it's all said and done, you will felt like you really played this character, you lived this character for an X amount of years. That I love. What I can't stand is how Bungie literally let everybody, all the pundits and the retards out here, like myself, who were so fanboy crazy for the game, before it ever came out, last night, just in research for this, I happened to think, Adam Sessler, old school, used to be on G4 TV. He was on Rev 3 Gaming a couple years ago, ended up leaving the industry, or maybe, at least I haven't seen him in a long time. Really respect his reviews. My favorite reviewer by far, hands down, out there in the business. Now, back in 2013, early 2014, before Destiny dropped, he had a review on Rev 3. You can Google it, where Bungie brought him up to the studio and they were talking about Destiny. Didn't show him the gameplay footage. Bungie has been allowing people like myself and everybody else, pundits, reviewers, etc., the Fanboy Frenzy army, all of us have been guilty, I'm sure, of putting stamps on it. Oh, it's like Halo. Oh, it's Call of Duty in space. Oh, check it. Oh, it's got this Star Wars backdrop. Oh, it's like Borderlands 2. And Bungie is loving this free press because let me tell you, this shit is not like Borderlands 2. I will defend it to my dying breath. The game can't hold a candle to Borderlands 2 in terms of character, story design, level design. Level design, let's back up a second. I mean, maybe that's there because Destiny's got some beautiful graphics. But I just mean in terms of the abilities and the weaponry, it can't even hold a candle. I mean, there's like no question. But we're idiots and we let that go out there without any real proof of to the contrary. You know what I mean? So that's kind of our fault. But that's one of the primary things that drives me nuts about Destiny is it seems like you're always getting the same weapons. All the weapons only have 2 or 3 different classes, and so you get 2 or 3 scout rifles that all look the same, or shotguns, or anything else. The only variability there is if you're getting an exotic. But let's be honest, man. I don't know about you, but I have those 3 coins, first off, look like acid. I feel like I'm dropping acid, so that's why I tell my dudes, like, you better drop one, drop a stick. But, you know, all of the exotics that you get, excuse me, unfortunately, it seems like they give me the same shit over and over again. I swear to God, if I get the Takomi gauntlets or whatever that shit is again, I'm just going to slam my head against the wall. If I get the Jade Rabbit exotic scout rifle again, I swear to God, man, I'm going to throw myself off my 2nd story window. If I play again and I get that fucking shotgun, what is it? The damn shotgun that shoots 4 or 5 out, you know? It seems like it'd be great, right? But it's not. It sucks. unless you're in close, and I hate shotguns. If my secondary weapon, I prefer it to be a sniper or a fusion rifle, more fusion than anything. But damn, man, it just drives me insane. Now, if you look at the gameplay here, this is that sleeper stimulant that you know was a big deal, was made up before it came out. This is some of the stuff you'll see me use here in a minute on the character, and I really love it. Look, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is badass, man. I mean, it really is. That is some of those little additions that I hope that Destiny will continue to make. I want to see them bring more an SMG. I want to see them bring more variability. I want to see them bring different types of weapons with different types of sound and continue to make the arsenal more in depth. So again, I ask, why the hell am I still playing this game after almost 2 years? And I think I just mentioned it. I have faith that they'll continue to make these little changes. But in the meantime, it's still going to piss us off when we get something decoded that we've gotten 5 of that specific gauntlet, or we've already decoded 100 of those specific boots or that specific chest armor. You know, we all know, we've all been there. The Cryptarch has pissed us all off more than enough. I swear to God, you're going to see in the video here the primary reason that the game pisses me off, but yet I still keep coming back to it, because just like in Borderlands 2, when you're farming an enemy to try to get a legendary, they call it, and here it's exotic, but in Borderlands 2, it's called a legendary, rare loot, and you know, you do it in hopes that this next time, maybe this next time, will be the one time I finally get that piece of gear I want. You know, for me personally, I keep using these 3 coins. I keep doing strikes and nightfalls, etc., because I'm trying to get the Zalo supercell. My dad has it. Some of the friends have it. People I played with online have it. And I'm like, damn, that gun is off the chain. But yet I can't seem to get it. I'm still playing with this scout rifle. I swear to God, man, my pointing finger on my right hand is like the size of a Coke can because of how strong it is from shooting the trigger. You know, but I'm like, I just really want a top-notch assault rifle. Can I get it, Bungie? Please, God, can I get it? Can I get one? That's all I'm asking. But, you know, hopefully you guys understand the same kind of back and forth I have in myself about how I love the game and hate the game. This game is like the Ric Flair of modern-day FPS shooters. You love to hate it. You know, you love it and you hate it at the same time. When Ric Flair is cheating my dude like Sting back in the day, hit him in the nuts and roll him up, you know, and you're like, damn, that guy's a dick. But the next thing you know, he's cutting a promo on the mic, and you're like, man, this guy's awesome, you know. And so it's like that play between I really hate him and I really love him. Destiny is that play. I can't say it any more smoothly than that. You know, but you'll see here, I mean, the gameplay itself in Destiny is really what I think brings all of us back to it. More than anything, the gameplay is smooth, and, you know, I just hope that as things continue to progress, that they're listening to videos such as this and podcasts of not only myself, but all these other people that are out there, all the fanboy and fangirls that are out there that love the game and want to see it continue to get better. Hopefully they kind of acknowledge what it is that, you know, our concerns are. Now, you'll see here, I'm getting ready to go to the Cryptarch, and I'm going to have, you know, somewhere in the vein of, I don't know, maybe 6 to 10 different engrams, and you will see that every one of them, they give me the shit end of the stick on every single one of them. And I know I'm not the only one, because every one of us, I got to bust a dance out, but every one of us have been there where you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me? He gives me this instead of that. And I even do the tricks, man, you know, of decoding one at a time. Decode one at a time, go back to your inventory, see if it fits, if it's better than something that you have, because I was always told, and what I've researched over and over again, is that it all is decoded by your light level. And so, you know, that's one of those things where I hope and pray that it continues. But, you know, I love the game. I can't wait to see more of it in the future. But why the hell am I playing it? Because it's good. Check us out, fanboys and fangirls, at facebook.com/Fanboy Frenzy. And you can also check us out on mixcloud.com/Fanboy Frenzy. We have so much out there. Go to Vine. Go to Twitter. Fanboy Frenzy is present. You can even go to wordpress.com/Fanboy Frenzy to check us out on our website as well. Until next time, Guardians.